Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to fix a Rubik's Cube. First I'll mix it up. Okay, now the first step is to pick like one color. So say my cube's white, but I'm going to pick white initially to start out with. What you're going to do, you're going to look around all over the cube for white edge pieces. This is an edge piece, this is a corner piece. So you're going to look around for them. Like this is one, this is one, this isn't one because it's on the corner. What you're going to want to do is around, you can put the color you're solving first on the bottom, like that. So because I'm solving white, put it down. In my case, black is opposite of white. What you're going to do, you're going to put 4 white edge pieces around the center, opposite center from white. So I already have one right there. Here's one. If I want to move it up, I'll turn the top and I'll move this up, like that. Now I need 2 more. Here's another, so if I turn it again, I can move it up. The last one's down here, so if I turn it back, I can turn this twice and make that. Now say you have something like this where it's up but it's not facing the right way. What you're going to have to do is bring it down and then line it so you can move it back up and have it up. So the thing you can't do is if you already have one in a slot, you can't, if you bring this piece up and put it in, it moves this piece out. So what you have to do is find an empty slot and move it up like that. Once you've gotten it this far, next what you're going to do is look on the opposite color of the piece. Something to remember is that the piece has 2 colors on it when it's an edge. Okay, so there's always going to be one opposite color. You're going to look around and see if any colors are lined up with the centers. And there aren't, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to line, say, the red and white piece up with the red center. Something also to remember is that the centers are always fixed. The centers don't move. You can't switch the blue and the black center if you wanted to. So they're always in the same place. So what you're going to do, you're going to line it up. Because this is white, you want to put it on the bottom because the bottom's white. So if you line it up like that and you turn it twice, you've completely fixed this little pair, this little slot. You'll turn it and you'll look for another one that's lined up. If you don't have any that are lined up, you'll turn it, say, so I can line the green up. What I'll do, if it's lined up, I'll turn the green side twice to move it from up here down to the bottom. And you do this for the rest of the pieces until you have a full white cross on the bottom. So this one's lined up. Because it's lined up, I turn the front twice to get down to the bottom. This blue needs to be moved over here and turned twice. Now what you should have, for example, is something that looks relatively like this. You might have whites in there or different colors in the corners, but you should have a cross on the bottom. And you should have all the centers lined up like that, so it all matches. Your next step is to fill in the corners on the bottom layer. So what you're going to do, you're going to look along this top edge, not the top, but this edge. This whole edge for white pieces. Like, there's a white, there's a white. That's the only whites I have. So I'm going to choose this piece. Now I see that white's right there. Also along this edge, not on the top, on this edge is a red. So there's white, there's red. Now I'm going to take this red, I'm going to line it up diagonally with its red center. So there's white, red, with this center. Next step, once it's lined up with the center like that, you'll notice that basically it wants to move right in there. Alright, so what you're going to do is when you have it lined up, you move it you face the white away from you and you look at the color. You're going to move it up, the side it's on, up, and then what you're going to do, you're going to bring it over, match it like that, then put it back down. And what you do when you put it back down is it's perfectly in the right place, so you can see. Then you go up and you look for another one. So here's one. You're going to line it up. You're going to go look at the color, not the white. You're not looking at the white and doing it. No, you're looking at the color. Go up, over, down. So you pair them. Now you look for another one because you still only have two corners to do. Now, as I look, there's nothing, no whites anywhere on it. I noticed that both of them are down here. So if you come across a case like this, what you need to do is bring them up. You find where they are, you would move them up, turn it, and then move it back down. And by doing this, you'll bring it out of the center. This also brings me to another case. Say you may have a white piece on top, not along the side. If it's on top, you line it over an empty slot. You don't put it there. You put it over an empty slot with nothing down the bottom yet. You move it up, you move it out of the way, move it back down. What that does is it will rotate it some way. So you line it up with the center. So in this case, the green with the green, with the white on the side. You go up, over, down. And this matches them. As you can see, I have to do this, move this corner out, so I'm going to go up, out of the way, move this back down. I will turn it and line it up, and the same it goes whether the white is on either side. The white can be here, the white can be here. You just have to make sure you get the color lined up. You don't line the white up. You have to line the color up, so the piece should be above the slot it needs to go into. So the green, you're going to go up, over, down. You will have it like that. This is the first step, and you will have one full layer completed. The next step is to fill in the edges that surround the cube, so you will finish the next layer. So what you're going to want to do first is look on the top edges for pieces that don't have your top color. In my case, black. It may be yellow, might be any color, whatever your top color is. So this piece would not work because it's black there and blue there. This piece has green and black, that's not going to work. This piece has orange and black, that's not going to work. But this one has orange and green, no black on it. So what you do, you line it up with its color, its center, as has been done, and then you look on the top side of the piece. So you have orange, green, and you'll notice that the green center is right there, and where this piece wants to go is right there. So you look at it like this. You have green and green with the orange paired up. So you make, never mind about that, but you line it up like this. You have blue on one side, green on the other. And what you're gonna do, once it's lined up, green on there, you turn the green away from its center, the color on top away from its center. So if it's lined up, you're gonna move this piece away. So the piece is now over here. Now you know it wants to go here, it wants to go there. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna move the slot it needs to go into up. Then you move this piece towards this piece, the piece that you're putting in. And then you move this back down. Now you took your corner out. So what you need to do now is you turn your corner and line the corner up at the center. And you do what you initially did to put the corner back down. So you're going to move this corner and pair it up. You'll notice that it just made a pair. When you bring it over and put it down, you now have that little edge in the slot. So now you move on and look around the top for a piece that doesn't have black on it also. This one doesn't. So I'll line it up. I have red there and red over here. So I'll move it away. And this works, you say this was orange I would have to move this way, but this is red. Red's right there. I move it that way. I move the slot it needs to go into up, and then the piece I just moved up that need to pair. These two pieces need to pair, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this towards this piece, so it goes that way, and back down. Now, I take this corner, I line the red up, and I would go up, over, and down. Pair them, and bring it back down, just like you did in solving the bottom layer.